for me and food in general is, having a love for it, knowing your product, and communicating that to your customers. If your consumers can, as Maggie said, have some trust in the product and learn how to use it, it won't be about increasing consumption. It would just be automatic that people can't live without the vegetable. In Australia, we've been so protein focused for such a long time, and nowadays you could probably start citing provenance of how we grow our pork and our lamb and our chickens and things like that. And vegetables haven't had the same attention, and yet now you see the best chefs in the world and the best restaurants in the world are now growing their own vegetables, and they're trying to bring other varieties either back from heritage listing, or like Michael Simonato creating new ones like broccolini and saying, how fabulous is this? You're creating a new tradition where you're licensing genetics for new and interesting variants, but it's all about producing the best possible quality ingredient, absolutely loving that, and taking it to the consumer and making them understand why it is terrific. It's not just a wholesome ingredient. No. It is, you people in this room actually have the power to change food in Australia, and that's kind of remarkable. You have the biggest palette, much bigger than protein, the biggest palette to work with that is just so fabulous. You've just got to get that message out there, and we should have just as much attention on fruit and vegetables and herbs and all the beautiful things that come from the ground as we do, from the sea, and animals on the land.
Maggie, just recently you appeared on MasterChef, and what we recognise is that MasterChef is particularly influential. I know as a retailer that if something is a product that's featured on MasterChef, the next day there's every chance that we'll sell out of it. But a couple of issues ago, we sold out of Kleenex, and it had to do with there was a South Australian close to your heart, John, I think his name was, and this was such a moving moment because John didn't want to bring his dish out, did he? It wasn't up to the standard that he felt the judges, should receive, so he just came up without the food, and of course, the camera was on you and the camera was on him, and his face was quivering and you're quivering. My wife was crying like a child in the background, and you said, "I'm just going to give this guy a hug," and you went, and that to me was, well, it wasn't just great TV, but it was a little bit about you, but a little bit about how passionate you feel about the industry that you work in. But that moment, I think, I'm sure lots in the room would have seen that, touched the hearts of every Australian, and firstly, I want to commend you for the way that you made that gentleman feel. But what a special moment! What was going through your head during that?
The thing for people that didn't see it, John suffers from cerebral palsy, and he wanted to be treated like just any other person, and he is a passionate cook. I didn't know him before then. I know him now, and he's a winemaker, and I'm told by Chris Ringler, not just...
He's delivered a case of Riesling. It's in my kitchen at the moment.
He is a magic winemaker, and so he feels like that about food. And Sassy now tells me that he comes to her stall every Saturday morning at the market. But all that passion and was quivering there, and no, I can't do it. I mean, everybody's heart went out to him. But the strength of that strong soul that was able to say, no, I'm not bringing it up. Now that's gutsy, but no, very, very emotional.
Yeah, for a lot of people not in the room with you. Or any goss on MasterChef? I mean,
no, Storm. No, hey? can't say a thing.
Can't say anything?
No, you'd be surprised. The contract.
She's finally paid attention to a contract.
Well, you can tell me. I wore an apron the other day or something, so I qualified to be one of the team or something. All right. Now, listen, it would be remiss of us if we didn't,
yes,
perhaps ask you to show us what you ladies really excel at, which is food preparation with some of the most gorgeous fresh fruit and vegetables in Australia. So
let's go.